I probably should have gone somewhere that had an ambulance and a fire rescue in case I wrecked. At the time in St. Martin, I had a 58 Hatteras yacht fish, which is a fishing yacht, personal boat to a man that lives in Dallas. He had a downturn in his finances and his fortune, so he sold his boat, and I was beached again and I returned to Fort Worth and started building airplanes, something that I was really interested in, but you can't build an airplane when you live on a boat. You don't have a garage. I was a boat captain for 20 years, and now all I do is play with airplanes and toys for the last 27 years. Or a runway, unless it's a water airplane. Building an airplane is a very labor-intensive job, and it's not particularly hard, but especially in this day and age, you got to be very motivated. It takes 1,000 to 2,000 hours to build an airplane in your garage. And I've made a business out of it by all those people that can't break away from the family duties, mowing the grass and going to church and doing everything they want to do. Being that guy, I have to go to all the fly-ins and all the fun stuff to show off my airplanes. Absolutely a dream come true. The undercarriage of airplanes are tricycle. Some of them have, especially the old World War II airplanes, like the B-17 bomber, has a tail wheel and 2 main gears. So the steering is on the back of the airplane. And this is a little bit different than the tricycle gear with the nose wheel. And what I built was a tail wheel airplane, and I had no experience, absolutely no experience piloting a tail wheel airplane. My first flight on this airplane, and in retrospect, I should have gone somewhere. I didn't have a problem, but I probably should have gone somewhere that had an ambulance and a fire rescue in case I wrecked. But I didn't. I taxied the airplane around for 3.5 hours, 3.2 hours or something like that. I was able to feel comfortable enough to risk my fortune that I have in this airplane at the time and fly it and risk myself. I just felt the risks were acceptable, put it that way. And I didn't have any trouble whatsoever. I did have an emergency. On the ground, there's 4 control surfaces on a wing of an airplane. 2 of them are ailerons and 2 are flaps. There's one on each end, one flap and one aileron, one flap and one aileron over here. Well, my flaps when I deployed the flaps to practice slow flight, during this test, this is the first flight of this brand new airplane, right? So I'm up in the thing, and I've been up maybe 45 minutes or maybe about an hour, and I put the flaps down to practice slow flight in preparation for landing. But I'm still a couple thousand feet above the ground. So I'm ready to go land, but I want to go fly a little bit more, so the flaps got jammed down. Well, that's for landing, so that's good. But it's bad because I wanted to finish testing. So that got my blood pressure up a little bit to have not an emergency, but just a glitch, something wrong with the airplane. So I landed the airplane, it was no problem, and I was able to take a file and file a little notch in the flat bar, and think of a handle on a wheelbarrow. It's kind of what it's like, just a handle on a wheelbarrow, except it's on a hinge back here. It's about as long as your arm. And I filed a little notch in it, made it bigger, because I immediately saw what I did wrong. But there was no air load on the flaps on the ground. So you tested 1,000,000 times, you didn't have this failure or jam up. Well, in the air with the load on the flaps, there was no way to release the air load and get the flaps back up. So I cut my flight a little bit short on that particular day. Over the years, there has been a few things that have get your blood pressure, get your attention going.